Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. Alright? We're able to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. Alright, now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, it's looking like Casanova landed himself in some trouble in jail, resulting in him getting into an altercation that will leave him with a scar on his face, according to news reports. Now, as y'all know, Casanova is currently incarcerated as he's been arrested and charged with racketeering and drug charges, aka the RICO, and also pleaded guilty on May 11th after admitting to his role in gang activity as a member of the untouchable Gorilla Stone Nation Bloods. Now, as part of his plea, Caswell Sr., aka Casanova, copped out to committing multiple criminal offenses, including shooting a man at a party in Florida over a gambling dispute, a 2018 robbery at a New York City restaurant in which a member of his entourage choked a woman who took a picture of him unconscious, as well as conspiring to distribute more than 100 kilograms of marijuana. Now, after pleading guilty, Cass faces a max of 60 years, with the minimum being 15 years, in which they call a 15 to 60, and is scheduled to be sentenced on June 27th of this year. Now, I seen somewhere else they said that he was facing a minimum of 5 instead, but I don't know how true that is. For all I know, it's 15 instead of 5. That's what I've been taught, but y'all let us know in the comments. But anyway, right? Just yesterday, reports came out that Cass admitted his guilt and actually wrote a letter to his judge, Philip Halpern, denouncing his affiliation with the Gorilla Stone Nation Bloods and any involvement with the gang. Now, I'm going to read exactly what was said in the letter, but bear with me because it's pretty lengthy. Shout out to oldhiphop.com for providing the documents as well. And let's get into it. Now, in the letter, Casanova said, quote, "I first wrote this as what I would say to you on the day that you sentenced me. I do hope to say a few words to you on that day, but I will be nervous and did not want to leave anything out. I would like to thank Your Honor for your consideration. I would like to sincerely apologize to the court society and my family for my actions and role in this case and for the victims of gang activities. I take full responsibility of my actions because as a man, I had the power to make different decisions and I chose not to. I do not have a problem with this court considering the man I was in my youth and the fact that I stayed a member of this gang. What is important to me is that the court see who I truly am and the man I become and tried to be. Your Honor, growing up in the streets of Flatbush, Brooklyn wasn't easy for me. Faced with poverty, struggle, and no dad around, I made bad decisions. Now that is on me, but I will hope that you can understand that I didn't really have anyone show me a different path. As I spoke to young people in the last few years that were already in the streets and in trouble, and some who were on their way there, I thought back to my early days. I tried to be the voice that would tell them not to go where I went. I had been there, and by the grace of God, I was a place where they would actually listen to me. It took time and a lot of hard knocks for me to learn that the streets and crime would doom me. When I was sentenced in 2008 to 6 years, I thought my life was over. I lost my wife and my family. While I have been in here, I lost my father to cancer. While I put on that strong facade, all I wanted to do was end it. Surviving on Rikers Island and upstate correctional facilities were not easy, with racial and gang tension and violence in its height. I had to act the part in there because if I didn't, I would be killed. I will face that same exact fate now because I am telling you and anyone that will listen that I wanted out before I was arrested, and I am out. I learned through my music career that people will listen and that I don't need to associate myself with a gang to succeed. I don't need to associate with a gang even if I don't succeed. I came home with a desire to change. I vowed to bring my family back together, my mom, my wife, daughter, my son, and other relatives. I found a new hope when I found music. It wasn't just fun. The music helped me mentally as I finally found a way to vent something I always had trouble with, battling mental health and social anxiety. I was released from prison in 2013. I completed 5 years supervised release, no violations. And in 2016, I was given a real opportunity to succeed in a music career. Like other rappers before me that were in the gang life, I thought I needed to stay in the life and name because it was a way to promote my career. I don't care what the government tells you. I am telling you the truth. I was not involved in the daily activities of this gang. I wasn't anyone's boss. What I was, and I regret, this was a person that they could use to promote themselves in the world. I swear to you, I was trying to leave. I clearly did not do a good enough job of. Now, some people are alleging that this was the reason behind his recent altercation in jail, where sources say Cass was slashed by another inmate from behind. And I can't lie, it did seem a little bit like he was kind of throwing the gang under the bus, like saying he wanted to leave and they was using him to promote this and that. You see what I'm saying? It sounded a little sketchy. However, here's what the news had to say.
Proclaimed Blood gang member who pleaded guilty to federal drug conspiracy charges last year was involved in a vicious fight yesterday at the Essex County Correctional Facility in Newark. These internal reports from correction officers say Senior was slashed with a weapon by another inmate, Ulysses Lugo, and then chased him down with the help of others. We spoke with one officer who responded to the scene.
And then Lugo, you couldn't see his face because he was saturated in blood. You couldn't see it at the time because his whole face was saturated in blood and his whole uniform was saturated in blood. Inmate Senior was sitting there and blood was just coming out of his face.
A spokesman for the county told us this minor incident and whether weapons were employed is under investigation.
So real briefly, right? They're saying that Cass was attacked by an inmate by the name of Lugo with a weapon. 9 times out of 10, he was cut on his face, as that's a popular thing to do in jail when you're trying to get at somebody. And after he was cut, he was chased. He chased Lugo down with a couple other people, I guess his friends. And I'm assuming he either cut him back in return or they just beat the crap out of him, because the officer on the recording said that Lugo's face was, quote, saturated in blood. All right. He also noted that Cass' face was bleeding out as well. So they pretty much kind of cut each other, or whatever the case may be, but they're saying that Cass actually did get cut. It's kind of crazy too, because the news reports, the lady is saying that it was a minor incident. That's kind of crazy. When you actually think that somebody getting cut or beat up badly and they're saturated with blood, when you call it a minor incident, that just tells you the type of environment that you're in. You see what I'm saying? Now, we're not saying that this is the sole reason behind this attack. A lot of people are saying that his gang affiliation, with him saying that he's not a part of it anymore, that was the reason behind this attack. But we do know that usually when you try to get out of a gang, it's usually some type of consequence followed by it. Not only that, like I said, it did kind of sound like he was throwing them under the bus a little bit. So maybe somebody felt the kind of way. Who knows? I don't know. But like I said, the news are telling us that that's the reason behind the attack. We know that a lot of times the news don't really be knowing what's what. They try to piece things together and say one thing when it's really the next. But like I said, this is what we got to go off of right now, and it just is what it is. And I can kind of see how guys could probably interpret this and think that Cash probably threw the gang under the bus. But if you've never been in that position where you were literally fighting for your life, you wouldn't understand, man. They're literally using his gang ties against him, and they have more than enough proof to show it, right? So he's trying to make it to where he's not affiliated with them anymore. Whether he got to throw him under the bus, it is what it is. Is it a bad thing? Maybe to a gang member. But if you aren't in a gang, or, you just somebody on the sidewalk, you probably like, well, throw them under the bus, man, because I'm trying to go home. Cass got a family. He got something to live for. The man was actually doing pretty good for himself. It's just bad that when you're doing good in life, right, out of nowhere, in a New York minute, it could literally be snatched from you. And now you're facing 15 to 60 years in jail. Imagine going to brunch or going to a Rock Nation party and you chilling with Hov and you doing X, Y, and Z. Next you know, all that snatched away from you, and now you're doing a whole bunch of time in jail. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Now, I'm not saying go the gunner route. I'm not saying, and it's funny because you see exactly what happened with Young Thug and Gunna, right? When he was pretty much trying to say he wasn't in the gang, but then, he's trying to say that YSL wasn't a gang, but then you got Gunna saying that YSL is a gang. You see what I'm saying? It's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. I don't know. But like I said, it's better than him snitch on anybody. Now, the CEO of the blog platform Level Up Hip Hop says that all the reports of Cass being cut in jail are actually fake, for denouncing his gang. They posted a post saying that Cass is good and wasn't cut. That's pretty much the vibes that, I got. And the caption said, quote, "At Big Casanova _ 2 times is good. He wasn't slashed over denouncing his gang. I can't say anything else, but that's not why what went down, period. Sentencing is June 27th. Continue to keep my brother in y'all prayers." Then in the comments, when she was asked about her source of information regarding the incident, because she said that it didn't go down like that, she said, quote, "I am the source. Cass is good." Then another close associate that goes by the name of Brash 2 times replied to the post as well, saying, quote, "Facts, that's cap." All right. Now, I don't know if they meant that he wasn't cut over denouncing his gang or he wasn't cut at all. All right. I know both people are close sources to Cass. I know they said he was good, but if that's the case, then why would the news put out a fake story like that on him out of all people? And I know a lot of the times the sources closest to celebs like to call stuff cap, even if it really happened, just to save face and cover things up, you know, because we later learn in the long run that it actually did happen, but for whatever reason, it was covered up. Look at the Jamie Foxx situation. That's another story. Now, I'm not sure, but I can only go off of what we're being told. I'll leave it up to y'all to believe what y'all want when it comes to this Cass situation. And also, right, before we get out of here, man, for you young guys coming up, you know, I know y'all like to glorify these rappers and, you know, the streets, the street life and all that. Take it from somebody that actually been there, man. Yes, the money is good sometimes. Yes, it's fast. Yes, you'll be able to do what you want. Yes, you feel like you're powerful. You're on top of the world, from the girls, the cars, the everything, right? But this is the outcome. You know, it's not worth it, man. I know a lot of these rappers glorify the streets, but like I said, this right here is literally the end result 90% of the time. Not all the times, right? But why even risk it? It's either this or gravesite. Why would you even want to give a judge that much power to literally have on your life? You see what I'm saying? To literally have your life in the palm of his hand. Your freedom in the palm of his hand. You know, this is the part that they don't show you, where everything that they rapped about, now they're in the cell regretting it. But at this point, facing a 15 to 60, it's way too late now. Don't be that guy. These courts play dangerous. And as you can see, he's now in an environment where he has to literally be on point 24/7. And I guess the moment that he wasn't on point, guess what? He was cut. That's not any way to live, man. That's not the way that you want to live. But if that's something you have no problem with and actually don't care, then hey, more power to you. But that's not something I would like to indulge in, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that would not like to indulge in it neither. And before you get finessed into thinking that this is the way to go in life just because you see the money, cars, and the girls, guess what? Think about this. All right? So y'all jump in the comments, let me know how y'all feel. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. And I'm out.